Hello and welcome to the Megacast. My name is Dave Scott. He is Tyler Keefe, and we thank you for joining us on 89.3 Lakes FM, lakesfm.com, Civic Center TV, and of course on our Facebook partner today, which is the Indo Restaurant. Indo Restaurant. Indo Restaurant. All right, that's what it says right there. The Indo Restaurant. It's good to have you with us. Next couple of hours, we're going to do everything we can to bring you up to date on all that is going on with the coronavirus as it impacts us right here in our community. We'll hear from Fire Chief Greg Flynn. I guess that's not going to work. I put all that effort into helping us hear from Fire Chief Greg Flynn. We're going to hear from John Fitzgerald, the police chief in Keego Harbor. Let's see if this works.
We're still out here, the police department, the fire department, your governments. We're doing everything we can. We're trying to follow the rules. Call us if you need us. We're going to be here. And remember, give each other a little more space, both physically and in terms of tolerance, because we're all a little bit on edge. Be kind to each other. I love seeing these food banks helping each other, and like the Jacket Club at Keego Harbor is continually trying to come up with food to help those that are out of work right now. So keep helping each other out. We're going to get through this thing. Is it going to be a few weeks? Is it going to be a couple months? We don't know, but we're going to work together through it.
Steve Kaplan, Township Supervisor, West Bloomfield Township.
There's good news and bad news. The good news is that our fire department and police department, they're at full throttle right now. They're ready to proceed if this breaks further, if this pandemic spreads here even more. And so I think our public can take comfort in that. They have a meeting every day at the main fire department, and they have a staff there and these people are experienced in terms of dealing with outbreaks. So if this spreads even more, Dave, at least we're in the best position to provide services to the public. So on the other hand, listening to the radio this morning, the Surgeon General was speaking, and you probably heard it too, and he says this is only going to get worse.
Curt Lawson from the West Bloomfield Police Department.
We're not going to be arresting anybody.
Okay.
I can tell you that right now. That's not something that we're interested in. We're interested in the public's welfare, their health. So like I said, we're going to be documenting it. We're going to be having discussions with individuals and encouraging them to do the right thing, what the government of the state of Michigan wants them to do. I've also talked in the past, when you and I have had discussions about modeling behavior. Our public safety people are going to be modeling the correct behavior. And I just want to, on a personal note, say that on Friday I wasn't feeling well. I wasn't feeling good on Saturday. So I have not been back at work because we don't want anyone who's not feeling well to go into work, even if you're someone that's critical to the infrastructure of your community or the state of Michigan. So we just want to get that out there as well. If you're not feeling well, stay home. Don't go shopping. Don't go get your prescriptions. Anything like that.
And Greg Flynn from the West Bloomfield Fire Department.
Dave, COVID-19 is in West Bloomfield, and I can't stress that enough to our residents that it is here. We have identified areas that we see a higher call volume for patients that are calling with their signs and symptoms. We're tracking that in our emergency operations center. We've talked about, I think back to our first interview, and when we said, hey, we need to be prepared. And we are, but that day has arrived, Dave. It's here, and I can't stress to you enough how important it is. All the buildup, all the interviews that we've talked about before, all the social media posts and education that we've been pushing out. Now more than ever, we all need to be doing it, you and I included. We're part of that solution, and the day has arrived. But
all right, that's the kind of information you're going to get today on the Megacast. We're going to talk to the critical people in our community to get information on how the coronavirus affects you. I'm Dave Scott, Tyler Keefe. We're kind of wiping our studio down here to make sure everything is clean. We're keeping 6 feet away, and we're trying to do all that we should be doing. None of us have gotten sick here in the building. So, knock on wood, it's going pretty good. So thank you for joining us. Let's check in via Zoom, as we're going to do with a number of guests today. I got to hit a couple of buttons here, so allow me to do that. Joining us now, he should be able to hear us, is our own Larry Nyland, the producer of the Megacast. And Larry, can you hear us?
I hear you very well. How you guys doing today?
Very good. We got a busy lineup. Larry is the guy who puts this show together every day. A ton of work. You're doing a great job, Larry, from your home in West Bloomfield. First of all, how you feeling? How's everything going there?
I'm feeling pretty good. I have a short story here, but when you think about, the corona thing, you don't think about some of the fallout from it. I got a call yesterday from a good friend of mine, and her father had been ill for quite some time, but he was in a nursing facility, and he passed away a couple of days ago. And she had been unable to visit him for over 2 weeks because they had another outbreak of corona in the facility. So they were forbidding any visitors and things like that. So it's just something you don't think about, is like, is life does go on in other aspects, and this corona is kind of controlling everything. It's kind of frustrating for a lot of people.
Absolutely, and there are a million different stories, and here in West Bloomfield, hundreds of them. And that's part of what we're trying to do with the Megacast, is check in with people like you and others around the community as we're trying to get the official information and just find out exactly how people are doing, how they're coping, and how we are all getting through this together. So, Larry, I really appreciate your thoughts. We have a very tight schedule, so we're going to have to move along real quick. Tell us who is on the show today.
Sure, we're going to kick things off. West Bloomfield Deputy Chief Curt Lawson is going to give us a call, see how things are going in the area. Then we're going to check in with our own social media coordinator, Jake Kustash, see how things are going with what he's doing. He's doing a lot of work for us there. 10:30, we're going to try to talk to Eric Wallace, Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital president, and get an update from there. Craig Bryson, a good friend of yours, Dave, from the Oakland County Road Commission, is going to talk about some new work that's going on and how the coronavirus is affecting road work. And then we're going to hook up with Nik Alonzo, who is the co-owner of Indo Restaurant in Keego Harbor, and he's also our Facebook partner for the day, so we're going to get in touch with him. Kelly Woodley, property manager from the Orchard Mall at Maple and Orchard Lake. She's going to give us an update on how things are going there. And then we're going to check back in with Chad Ever, who we had on for just a short time yesterday from Ever Studios.
All right, yeah, Chad is doing a really good job helping people in our community and around the state of Michigan to try to make it all work digitally during this time, and we're all locked into our homes. And we're also going to get some great input from Jake Kustoff from our staff, who is our social media guru here, and he'll tell us how we're doing with our social media efforts and how you can plug in, but also what you can do for your family to stay in touch and your business as well. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it. Really good job. I know you're going to be with us throughout the show. We'll possibly check in with you again. Joining us on the line now, the Chief Information Officer for West Bloomfield and the Deputy Chief of the West Bloomfield Police Department, Curt Lawson. Good morning, Curt. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm still, like I mentioned last time, I got myself in isolation back at my residence. I wasn't feeling well last Friday. However, I'm feeling much better. I've had no symptoms related to COVID-19, so I'm just really waiting to get my test results back so I could head back to work. But I am working from home. So
you had the test. How did that go? Tell us a little bit about how that went.
So I did the test through Henry Ford Hospital right here in West Bloomfield. They have a very efficient operation. Was able to pull right up in front of the facility there. They don't want you to go inside, obviously, if there's a possibility that you could be a carrier of this virus. So they come right outside to you. It's a very quick test, some basic information that they take from you. The only issue that they're having right now is that they've had so many tests in all of our hospitals that the testing results are taking quite some time. So I had my test on Sunday, and today is Friday, and I'm still waiting.
So are they doing the drive-through test at Henry Ford West Bloomfield like we see on TV?
They are selective. So they are doing it for first responders because we're on the front lines. They're doing it for medical professionals. And they're doing it for a certain age group. So they have a criteria that they're looking at. They're not doing drive-through testing for everybody.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to imply that, and I guess I did. So thank you for correcting that.
Sure.
People listening right now cannot jump on Maple Road, go over to Henry Ford, get in line, and get a drive-through test. Maybe at some point we'll be able to do that, but as you said, they got the gear, but it's got to go through a lab, and it takes time, and we're not there yet from a testing standpoint. But they are doing that out in the parking lot, and you did not have to go in the building, correct?
Correct. So they have several separate triage tents, and it's a process that you go through. They have it down really well. Everyone's going to be wearing personal protection gear as you drive up, so everyone's safe. But they're doing a great job, and when I was there was 3 cars in front of me. It wasn't overwhelming, certainly. I was in and out of there in 15 minutes.
Curt Lawson on the line. He is the Deputy Chief of the West Bloomfield Police Department, joining us on the Megacast today on Civic Center TV and Lakes FM and all of our other outlets. We want to thank the Indo Restaurant in Keego Harbor. We're on their Facebook page today live, and we're grateful for all of our partners who are helping us spread the word and making it easier for you to watch the Megacast. So, Curt, yesterday when I talked to Chief Lynn over at the fire department, he said, well, this was, I'm not going to say it was depressing, but it was a dose of reality. He said the numbers that we are getting on these tests are not telling the full story. And it makes sense because we aren't testing really enough people right now. We can only test so many. And he said the numbers actually out in the community may be a little bit more significant than are even being reported on the various websites.
I would agree with Chief Flynn's assessment on that. Per week, we're getting about 10 different calls. So if you're going to call our communications center at the police department, we are going to screen you verbally over the phone. And we're getting about 10 people per week that are possibly positive for this COVID-19 just on the initial screening. So we've seen it's definitely an increase in the number of people that are showing symptoms. Now, does that mean that they have COVID-19? Not necessarily, but we are definitely seeing an increase in the number of people that have those symptoms.
All right. Well, a lot of really interesting things going on we're going to talk about on the show, and I want to hear more from you about what's happening right here in West Bloomfield in the area. But we did post a really interesting article from Cranes Detroit on our coronavirus page that's loaded with tons of useful information. You might want to go check it out at CivicCenterTV.com, but apparently a group of researchers from all the Detroit area hospitals are working together to work on a vaccine right here in Detroit, and it involves the top medical experts from our top hospitals here in Detroit. So, Curt, that just goes to the point that we are trying everything right now, and because Michigan and Detroit in particular, but all of us in Michigan, our numbers are significant. We kind of turned into the epicenter of the coronavirus. We're not New York, but a lot of focus on us here in Michigan. Not necessarily a good thing, but that's just where we're at.
You're 100% right, and that was the word I was going to actually use as epicenter, is that I think we're in the top 5 states in the country with the number of positive COVID-19 tests. But we're all in this together. Obviously, our medical professionals, they're out in the hospitals, they're doing the research, they're doing an amazing job. Our first responders are out on the streets, they're helping people. But it's going to take all of us to come together, to listen to the governor's executive order, to stay home whenever possible, and we have to wait this thing out. We don't know if it's going to be 2, 3 weeks, or 2 months. But if we all work together, we'll definitely get through this.
So you said earlier in the show, and it was echoed by John Fitzgerald, the chief of police in Keego yesterday, that you guys aren't out there trying to arrest people who are not complying with the governor's orders. You're trying to help them. And you said it earlier in the week, but I just thought I'd give you a chance to update us on how the enforcement component is going and where we're at right now.
Well, sure. So when the initial executive order came out, there was some confusion. There was some gray areas there that we did not necessarily have the answers to. Thankfully, just yesterday, the Attorney General on her website has put out a lot of information on her interpretation of that executive order, on what businesses can be open, what individuals can go to work. So I would encourage people to go to Michigan.gov to take a look at the Attorney General's website. She has several different tabs of questions that people are asking her that she has answers to, interpretations of that executive order. So I think that is going to answer a lot of questions. And as far as the police department, no, we are not going to go out and we are not going to be ticketing and arresting people. We want to have a conversation. We want to educate people on the importance of listening to this executive order. Now, if we get to a point where we have repeat offender or a business that's a repeat offender, we are going to make a report, and we are going to forward that either to the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office or the Attorney General's Office, and then they will follow up with whatever they deem, that whether it's going to be a misdemeanor charge or they're going to send a stop and desist order.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to run around West Bloomfield in the area and, hey, there's a kid on a swing set, I'm going to write you a ticket. I know you're not doing that.
We're not.
I know you're not.
Out there
I appreciate
to educate.
that.
We're ready to have a conversation and let people know that this is what we need them to do, what they need to do on their end so we can be successful and get through this.
Yeah, when I talked to Chief Fitzgerald yesterday, he said, on your conference calls between the different law enforcement organizations in the area, there was some confusion as to, how do we enforce this? What does this rule mean? It wasn't entirely clear even to law enforcement. So thank you so much for mentioning the Attorney General's announcement yesterday. We're going to get that up on our webpage. That will be shortly on civiccentertv.com/coronavirus, and there is so much good information up there right now. This site, the guys have been working on it 24/7, and there's a ton of information up there. Curt?
Well, I got to tell you, Dave,
yeah.
You and Tyler are doing an absolutely fantastic job. I love your website. I love the fact that you've been letting people know about the township's website, about the police department's Facebook, because we are updating that constantly on information that our residents need to know related to township affairs. And I'm on conference calls all day long with township officials and public safety officials, our emergency operations center, and everyone is working so well together. We're 100% in this. We're in it for our community, and we appreciate everyone's support.
Well, back at you. And, I think it helps here in that you, Kelly Heyer, your chief, Chief Flynn, Steve Kaplan, our electeds, all the other very active people, we all work together on a lot of different projects. Last year it was the food truck rally at Orchard Mall. Well, unfortunately, it's this right now. But I think, not to pat us on the back, but just to let the community know we all get along pretty well. So in a crisis like this, we can come together and work together and all do our thing. And so far, it's working out pretty good.
I would agree. If we didn't have these relationships that we've established over the last 20-some years, this would be a lot more difficult. But we have a lot of great partners in this community. We all, like you said, get along very well, and things are working very well for us right now.
All right. Curt, thank you very much. Anything you want to add before we say so long?
Just a friendly reminder from our water and sewer department is don't flush those Clorox wipes down the drain. It's causing them a lot of problems. And even though on the can it says that you can flush them, they're asking, please don't flush those. Just throw them in the garbage can. Yeah,
and we had a statement from Sylvan Lake that they actually had sewer backups there, and they're working on correcting the problem, and it's because of the wipes. In my house, the rule is if you haven't eaten it first, it doesn't go in the toilet.
I like that. Sounds good.
It's an old boating thing. You don't want to go in the head on a boat that, it's too easy to clog that system up. And, people just forget. You flush something down the toilet, it's got to go somewhere. So be careful, everybody. Thank you, Curt. Appreciate it.
Dave.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
You too. Curt Lawson from the West Bloomfield Police Department. Tyler, you look like you have something to say over there.
No, I think that's a really great way to remember what you can and cannot flush, and that it's important that in this time we don't have our water and sewer utilities workers going out when they don't need to be into the public and potentially exposing themselves to the virus because we are doing things that we don't need to be doing that are affecting our water system.
So we have a lot coming up right here on the Megacast today. Thank you very much for tuning in on Civic Center TV, Channel 15 and Channel 99 on AT&T. Great place to check it out is watch live at civiccentertv.com. And right there you get the full high-definition video. You can see all that's going on. And, of course, we are live on the radio across the Greater West Bloomfield area on 89.3 FM. So if you are out and about, you can tune in that way. Coming up, Jake Kustoff, our Civic Center TV and Motown Digital social media manager and producer. He'll be checking in, and we'll talk about how we can spread the word. We are hopefully going to talk to Eric Wallace, the president of Henry Ford Hospital, West Bloomfield. I know he is very busy over there, as you can well imagine. Craig Bryson joins us from the Road Commission for Oakland County. We'll find out about. I was surprised when I saw the signs up about Maple Road closing. Yeah, he'll tell us all about that and just any other issues related to the coronavirus. Indo Restaurant, thank you for being our Facebook partner today. Glad to have you with us. We'll check in with Nik Alonzo in Keego Harbor, and then Kelly Woodley checks in as well from the Orchard Mall on the program. So stick around. We got a lot coming up for you today. This is all local stuff. This is the information you don't get on CNN or Channel 7 or WJR. So those guys are all doing a really good job. I've been tuning in a lot, but this is different. It's local, and it's for you. Before we go to break, real quick, I want to let you know, if you go to the website, civiccentertv.com, a lot of information. We've got all new links up here, and as Curt Lawson said, fire department, police department, the townships, the county, a lot of other great links, great sites, and great information. This is a collection of what we have put together, some of the big stories today, and we'll talk a little bit later on about the research that's going on here in Detroit from our medical leaders. I put this link up here today because of course, Congress is working on approving today this big stimulus package, and the Small Business Association of Michigan has a lot of good information about that and other issues that relate to small business. Article about Ford and what they're doing to get production going. Orchard Mall, Kelly Woodley, a video that they have, coronavirus information from the hospital, the latest maps, what's going on from the state, and much, much more. So go through here. Even this article, too, about Michigan distillers making products that are very helpful, ethanol-based hand sanitizers. So a lot of really good information. If you got time, you want to get the latest from more of a local perspective, we have all of that in there for you. We're going to take a break, be back in just a moment, and we will check in with our own Jake Kustoff, who will tell us what's going on the social media front all around West Bloomfield. I'm Dave Scott. He is Tyler Keefe, and you are watching and listening to the Megacast on Civic Center TV and on 89.3 Lakes FM.
3 Lakes FM. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, the majority of citizens are asked to stay home unless working in a critical workforce. This means that at-home utilities are going to be used significantly more than usual. It is very important that we maintain these utilities and keep them working. This means following a few simple rules. Do not flush anything down your toilet that doesn't belong. This includes Kleenex, wipes, food products, and anything that you wouldn't normally flush. This can cause a backup or blockage, preventing your sewer system from working properly. This applies to your sink as well. Following these steps can keep our sewer system clean and operating at full capacity. Keeping you connected in West Bloomfield during the coronavirus outbreak, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. 89.3 Lakes FM is your home for the latest news updates regarding COVID-19 in West Bloomfield. The West Bloomfield Megacast is live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon, where our own Dave Scott talks with locals ranging from business owners to municipal personalities. To tune in to the Megacast, listen on 89.3 Lakes FM and lakesfm.com, or watch on Comcast Channel 15, AT&T Channel 99, and on the web at civiccentertv.com, keeping you connected in West Bloomfield during the coronavirus outbreak. 89.3 Lakes FM.
All right, welcome back to the Megacast on 89.3 Lakes FM, lakesfm.com, civiccentertv.com. You can watch us there in full high definition. Civic Center TV Channel 15 if you're a Comcast subscriber, Channel 99 if you're an AT&T subscriber, and Indo Restaurant's Facebook page. Indo. I'm having trouble pronouncing everything today. Indo Restaurant. I need to get more powerful glasses here. Indo Restaurant Facebook page. Go there. We really thank the folks at Indo Restaurant for opening up their Facebook and allowing us to stream there. If you want to see what we've been doing the past couple of days, it's all being archived on our website. Go to civiccentertv.com. And I'll tell you what, this guy has been working so hard to make all of this happen. Joining us now via Zoom is Jake Kustash. Jake, how you doing today?
Hey, Dave. I'm Tyler. How's it going?
Wonderful.
We're doing good. Tell us. So you're at home, obviously.
Yep.
How you feeling? Who's that in the back of the shot? What's going on? For those people watching, just say hello.
I'm doing good. I'm at my apartment. I'm not really sure who that is, but someone's there. Doing good. Just been posting and quarantining constantly.
You are
Kind of
6
been my
feet away
day-to-day.
from your friends there, right?
Little bit, yeah.
All
We
right.
didn't measure completely, but it might be like 5.5.
You and Caitlin better not be in violation, Jake. You know better.
I don't know. No, we've been 6 feet away this whole time.
Good.
No, that's my girlfriend, Caitlin. She just
All
moved
right.
in.
You were obviously trying to protect her identity in front of our massive television audience, so we
It's
appreciate
undercover.
that. So
It's undercover.
Oops, I got a
sorry. Hi, Caitlin. So Jake. What's going on in social media? Can you just bring us up to date on how social media has been at work through this crisis here in West Bloomfield?
Yeah, so we are now on social media, which I think is a big thing for both the radio and TV. We're kind of been all over the place, posting just nonstop, making sure everybody knows what we're going on, what we have going on here, and all the content regarding coronavirus, what's happening in the community, through all our partners. So.
Well, one of the things I think it's really amazing right now is that we have social media. We are isolated like we never have been. Can you imagine what this would have been like even 5 or 10 years ago?
Oh, exactly.
Without the connection.
Or back in the
we
day, during the bubonic plague, they weren't getting posts. They were getting, carrier pigeons letting them know what the newest thing was with the plague. So nowadays we can at least know what to do. We know the information much quicker. So
Yeah, well, I mean, it's much easier when the governor has an order. We can watch it from her office, and we don't have to go to TV or radio. It's right there, although it is on TV and radio, but we can stream it. We can watch it on our phone and our devices. And then we've got entities like the West Bloomfield Police Department. When we go to their Facebook page, they have so much useful information there that as you've been surfing around for West Bloomfield stuff, where are you finding, and obviously the police department, but where are you finding really good information?
Well, you kind of see it from everybody. A lot of people are posting the latest on how they're handling it. So WB Parks, for example, they're constantly letting us know what's happening with all their facilities. They recently just announced that they're closing their skate parks, tennis courts, and stuff like that. But the parks are still open. Same with Henry Ford. You can always go to Henry Ford Hospital and find the latest information there. So a lot of the community partners they're all been up to date, letting us know what's happening. And I'm also trying to share from our side what they're doing as well. So.
Well, it's very, very helpful. If somebody has a business or they want to stay in better touch with their family, I assume that they can use all these same tools to get their word out and stay connected as well.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, I've noticed a big trend from businesses just posting online. Some companies they're selling directly on social media. So if you go on Instagram, you can see businesses just sharing okay, here's this product. We can ship it to your house right now. They're typically more brick and mortar, but they're shipping it through social media because they're closed down. So.
All right, very good, Jake. So great job. I just want to let you know that you've been doing fantastic. It's great to see what's going on. And as we go to our website and we take a look at the work that our webmasters are doing, tons of information here. The Carryout Club, the Megacast, coronavirus information, all the various links. They're awesome. And thank you for continuing to extend out to people in the community so that they can be aware of what we're doing. And I assume that you're getting... it's being well received as we share information with others.
Yeah, definitely. Just everybody go follow us everywhere at Civic Center TV and our Lakes FM accounts. You can find us on all social media platforms. So.
All right, Jake. Well, I know you got to get back to work. Thank you very much. What's all that stuff right behind you? It looks like you got a bunch of lights and video gear.
That's all my production equipment. That's in case we have to move Civic Center TV to my apartment. We can do it right here.
See, you can do it all at home, right? I mean, you can make it all at home. All right.
That's it.
Thank you, Jake. Appreciate you. You're doing great work, and it's greatly appreciated. We are going to be back in a couple of minutes. We're trying to get connected with Eric Wallace, the president of Henry Ford Hospital, West Bloomfield, and also checking in with Craig Bryson from the Road Commission for Oakland County. We'll hopefully chat with both of them in just a couple of moments. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. You are watching and listening to the Megacast on 89.3 Lakes FM, lakesfm.com, Civic Center TV, civiccentertv.com, and on the Indo Restaurant Facebook page. Back in a moment.
Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Due to the results of the Cross-County Health and City System Partnership, a drive-up testing site will be set up at the State Fairgrounds in Detroit starting Friday, March 27th, where 400 people daily can be tested for COVID-19. Before you rush to the fairgrounds, it's very important to follow the guidelines. You must have a doctor's order to be tested. You will also need to have either yourself or your healthcare provider schedule a drive-through appointment, which can be done at 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. For more information on drive-through testing in Michigan, visit clickondetroit.com. Keeping you connected in West Bloomfield during the coronavirus outbreak, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Hi, I'm Tyler Kieft from 89.3 Lakes FM with important information regarding bridging the technology gap in our community. Comcast recently announced expanded eligibility for its special program called Internet Essentials. Internet Essentials offers 15 megabit per second downstream, 2 megabit per second broadband upstream service, including home Wi-Fi, to low-income households at a monthly rate of $9.95 plus tax. Additionally, Internet Essentials offers the option to purchase an internet-ready computer from Comcast for $150 for these families. With the expansion of this program, Comcast will help an additional 3 million low-income households overcome internet inequality and have access to modern essentials such as news outlets, job search and application websites, email, and much more. Learn more about how Comcast's Internet Essentials program can help your family or others and how you can help bridge the technology gap by visiting internetessentials.com or calling 1-855-8-INTERNET. That's 1-855-846-8376. This is a public service announcement from Comcast, the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission, and 89.3 Lakes FM.
And welcome back to the Megacast. I'm Dave Scott. He is Tyler Kieft. We thank you for joining us in our Lakes FM radio studios and joining us on the radio on 89.3 FM, lakesfm.com on the internet. We're on TV today as well on civiccentertv.com. How you doing? Good to see you. And Civic Center TV channel 15 and channel 99 on AT&T. And thanks to the Indo Restaurant in Keego Harbor for putting our broadcast on their Facebook page today. We have a different Facebook partner every day participating with us to help us spread the word. I know this guy is so busy, so I really appreciate him taking time to be with us. Let's say hello to Eric Wallace, President, Henry Ford Hospital, West Bloomfield, joining us via Zoom. Eric, thank you for joining the Megacast.
No, good morning. I'm glad we could join you for a few minutes this morning.
I know how busy you are. Overall, I ask this to everybody. First of all, how you feeling? And how are you're obviously an essential worker. You're at work. How's it going over there at the hospital?
It's a very, very busy time. As I've told a lot of folks, we are dealing with something in healthcare in this country that we've never seen before. This is uncharted territory. We are many days, kind of riding the bike as we're putting it together. But all in all, I think the team here has done an amazing job of trying to keep people safe and trying to manage what's coming at us every day.
Well, and I've been doing my best not to bother you the last couple of days because I know how busy you've been, but we have been keeping in touch with progress through your website and through the first responders who I know have been in touch with you and your team. So I just had Curt Lawson on the line, and he had to come over and get tested. He's been isolated at home the past several days, and he explained that he was tested outside of your building. Tell us how that process is working for those that are eligible for a test right now.
Yeah, no, it's been one of our critical strategies that we've had. We don't want to bring anybody into the building that doesn't need to come into the building. And so for anyone who meets the criteria set by the health department and our local officials, we are doing some kind of drive up testing. It's not just for folks who just want to get tested because they're kind of worried. You really do have to have identifiable symptoms to kind of come through that space and actually get tested. So we've been doing that. We've seen as many as 100 cars a day in that space. Some days it's less than that, some days a little more, but that really has been critical for us to be able to manage even just our normal ED operations and ED volumes here in the hospital.
How are you doing with supplies right now?
All in all, we're actually doing fairly well. Our one of the great benefits of being part of a health system is that we've got a lot of folks who are working, day and night, kind of around the clock to try to secure supplies for us. We've got great partnerships, not only locally here with the county, but across the state. Working very closely with the Michigan Hospital Association, working with the governor and her team, and then obviously working with federal officials to try to make sure that supply chain pipeline stays as open as it can. I wouldn't sit here today and say that we've got an unlimited supply, but at least at this point we've had the things that we need. Our team members have not been put in a situation where they don't have the resources to take care of patients, and I'm very happy about that. But at the same time, we're trying to be very cautious and careful about how we allocate supplies to make sure that continues.
Eric Wallace is joining us. He is the president of Henry Ford Hospital, West Bloomfield, joining us from his office via Zoom. I think it's honest and safe to say, based on what I see and hear from people here in West Bloomfield, that we have not yet flattened the curve. So knowing that, what kind of preparations are you making, and what will happen as it continues to get worse, at least over the next couple of days?
No, you're absolutely right. We continue to see every single day that the number of positive patients that are in the hospital continues to climb, unfortunately. We've had to do some kind of unique things already. We've opened up additional intensive care unit capacity to manage patients. We are already looking at what we call surge plans or ways that we can use non-traditional areas within the hospital to provide care if we need it. And actually, I think as a health system, we're on a daily basis planning about how do we use the resources across Henry Ford Health to make sure that if we need to, open up some additional spaces that aren't traditional hospital spaces, that we have those ready to go. There's a lot of that preparation that's underway. I think, we're very much in the mode of preparing for a lot of things that we hope we never have to do. But so far, so good. But both our hospital here in West Bloomfield and our hospital downtown, Henry Ford Health, Henry Ford Hospital, we saw some stories the other day that we are very full, but at this point we have not been kind of pushed over what we can manage with the resources that we have.
So rather than doing what they're doing in New York, where they are going to be setting up emergency beds maybe at the Javits Center, I think it is out there, our equivalent here would be Cobo TCF. Do you see us not doing that, and do you see the Henry Ford Health System and your hospital in West Bloomfield trying to find resources directly within your network if you need more beds?
Yeah, I think the answer is kind of both. We're going to prepare for the worst case scenario. So there are sites that are outside of the hospitals that are being prepared if we need them. We are also talking about how do we, reallocate even within the main hospitals if we need to. We're very blessed, right now that our facility over in Jackson, Allegiance Health, is not seeing quite the same kind of crush that we are here yet. And so if we get to that point where we may need to shift some patients, we have some places to do that, but every day is a new day, and we've had days where things seem like we're kind of leveling off, and then we have days where we kind of reach a new plateau. So right now it's all about preparing every potential solution that could be out there. And again, as I said, our hope is that we don't have to use most of them.
All right. Well, I hope that. How, Eric, is your staff doing? Are they staying healthy? And the heroic work that must be going on within your walls. We all are aware of it, but I'd love to hear from you on that.
Sure. No, I would absolutely tell you that we've got a building full of heroes here. We've got folks that have been working extra shifts. We got folks that are working in areas that are not their normal daily assignment. And so to this point, we're staffed okay. We haven't had to change, staffing ratios, and in many cases, we've actually added additional staff to some of our areas to help with some of the additional workload that folks are dealing with. It's a roller coaster. We have days where everybody's, in really good spirits and we're ready to take on the world. We have other days when we're going through some tough situations where we have to spend a lot of time trying to support folks and making sure that they're getting rest and getting time out of here as well, so that they can be well when they're here.
Well, it's reassuring to see that you're shaven, you're wearing clean clothes, you don't have a gurney in the back of your office with 4 patients on it. So, I'm kidding around a little bit, but it's good to see that things seem to be under control, and the reports that you're giving us are favorable. So thank you for that. It's a little reassuring. I did see a report in the media today that a number of physicians and hospitals and experts and researchers right here in Detroit are working on some potential cures. What kind of things are you hearing, and are you deploying any therapy that we may not be aware of, or that's a little bit experimental here in West Bloomfield?
Yeah, I think right now we're using, every tool that we know about. Some of the things that you've seen, I think in the news media, some of the things you've heard from our president, there are different variations of treatments that are thought to potentially be helpful, and I think that we're using those as they're appropriate. There's new information that's coming out every single day. And like I said, I think we're very blessed to have a great connection both to federal and state and local experts who are helping us to adjust our treatment algorithms. And so I think, when we're very up to date and doing everything that makes some kind of sense for those most critical patients. I don't know, and actually I do know that we haven't yet hit on the, here's the one thing that's the magic bullet for everybody. But there's a lot of learning. As I said, this is a virus that no one has immunity to. It's something that the world has never seen, and so we're trying to figure this out as we go.
Well, Eric Wallace, I never would have imagined we would be having this conversation when I had the pleasure of meeting you when you first came to town and were kind enough to come over to join us at a West Bloomfield High School football game, or when we enjoyed that wonderful day in your parking lot not too long ago in the fall. So, welcome to your new gig, huh? Welcome to West Bloomfield. We are very happy you're here to have someone with your capability and experience at the helm at Henry Ford, and thank you for taking time for us today. If there's anything we can do, any message that needs to get out to the community, let us know. We'll keep linking to information on your website.
Yeah, the one thing I really would say is we are exceptionally grateful to everybody in the community who has pitched in. We've had a steady stream of folks who have brought us donations here at the hospital. We have folks that have brought our team members food. We've got folks that have offered to support wherever they can. And so we are exceptionally blessed to be here in this community that is so giving to this hospital.
All right. Well, Eric, thank you very much. I know you're busy. I'm going to let you go. Eric Wallace, President, Henry Ford Hospital, West Bloomfield, thank you for taking time, and I'm sure we'll be chatting again real soon.
All right. Thank you.
We are going to take a break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. What's going on the roads here in West Bloomfield? We will find out as we check in with Craig Bryson, who I can see he's already there. You know what? Why take a break? Craig, you all ready? Let's just go. Craig is there via Zoom. And can you hear me, Craig?
I can hear you.
All right. Well, who needs a break? We've got important information to get to. Craig Bryson from the Road Commission for Oakland County. It looks to me like you are in your office, sir, essential employee. And how's it going over there at the Road Commission?
It's going. I mean, we are an essential organization. We're doing a lot of work. Our hats are off to the people at Henry Ford and all the other healthcare facilities. What they're doing is, of course, so vital to everything. But we're doing our part. We're trying to keep the roads open, make sure everybody can get where they need to go.
So, what would be the key issues during a coronavirus crisis that would impact the road commission and the roads here in our area?
Well, just making sure we keep the roads repaired and functional is priority number one. You know, if there's emergency vehicles that have to use the road, we don't want them hitting potholes. We don't want them, if there were snow or ice, we don't want them to have difficulty getting through. So we're focusing very intently on making sure the roads stay open and in good functional condition.
Well, yeah, and that's always a job for you, and people forget about that. But I tell you, people who don't forget, the people that don't forget during the spring are folks that happen to live on a dirt road, because they know your guys are out there, guys and gals are out there making sure they stay in the kind of shape that we can get by. But you're right. No, we have to make sure the roads are capable and available, and I appreciate it. Is your team doing okay? Do you have the workers that are able to make it to work and get the job done?
We are. All of our crews that are working are doing a great job. We have allowed some to work from home. As of this point, everybody is healthy. We're doing social distancing and following all the guidelines and rules and recommendations. But so far, everybody's doing a great job and doing their part.
Yeah, and I can only think of one thing worse for this crisis, that it would have happened in the middle of January during a blizzard. So, I mean, at least the weather has been a little bit better. I could see you nodding your head. That would be tough if we had the additional complication of keeping the roads clear of snow and ice.
It would, but our crews are very dedicated. They would be in, I have no doubt, plowing and salting as needed. I mean, they're in doing everything they can now, fixing drainage problems, patching potholes, fixing traffic signals when they're not working. I mean, they're doing all those things that are needed that, most of us don't really think about most of the time, but are needed to keep the whole transportation infrastructure working.
Craig Bryson joining us, Road Commission for Oakland County. So, Craig, I saw these signs as I was getting ready to go down Maple Road the other day, and a sign alerting us to the fact that construction is going to begin in just a couple of days on the 30th. Tell us about that project.
Well, and actually, we just learned late yesterday evening that that's going to be delayed until April 15th. This is at the direction of our contractor for the project. But this is going in and finishing the work on the roundabout that was largely constructed last year at Maple and Middle Belt. So we did everything we could to get it open last year, knowing we'd have to come back and finish the work this year. So we've got some concrete work to finish in the center island. We've got sidewalks to install, pedestrian crosswalks to install, a little bit of corrections to some of the curb. Things like that need to be done. And unfortunately, that will require the closure of Maple Road, east and west, to the intersection. Middle Belt, north and south, will remain open.
Any other, as long as we have you with us, any other construction projects that will be impacting us over the next couple of months in the Greater West Bloomfield area?
Well, there's going to be, our usual simple resurfacing program is extensive again this year, not quite as large as last year, but it's still going to be large. That'll be a number of simple resurfacing jobs. I don't have the list in front of me. I know there are some in your community. Those are pretty quick and simple, usually about 3 days worth of work over a couple of weeks. We usually don't close the road. We get a nice, smooth new road surface out of that process. So look for some of those again this year. Some of the spot resurfacing where we come in and do just a short section of road. We mill out the pavement, put in a couple hundred feet of new asphalt. Repair the worst sections, a few concrete replacement projects. Those are the biggest ones people are going to see this year, I think, in that area.
All right. Well, I thank you for joining us. I know it's a busy time for everybody. We're all concerned about our health. We're glad to check in with you and the Road Commission to make sure that everything is okay and everything is in operating order. And folks should rest assured that that if there is some kind of, it can snow in April. It can snow in April. Darn it all, if we happen to get hit with some bad weather right in the middle of all this, you're ready to take care of it. That's reassuring because there's a lot of essential travel. Not as many people on the roads, but a lot of very essential travel as we try to keep all of our friends and family and neighbors alive and well. Craig, thank you very much, and the work that all the folks at the Road Commission for Oakland County are doing, and good to be with you, and I'm glad you're doing okay.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear all of you are doing well as well.
We are. Thank you very much. He is Craig Bryson, and he is from the Oakland County Road Commission, the Road Commission for Oakland County, to be more accurate. All right, Tyler Keefe in the studio with us. Tyler, let's just take a quick minute and take a look at the website and see what we have on here on the coronavirus page. I'm going to bring that up right now to our viewers that are watching. And this thing gets updated like every 5 minutes. Our web team has been doing a really good job. So I'm going to update the page here, and then let's just see what's on the coronavirus page, one more update. So, this is an interesting article. Local researchers to bring COVID-19 vaccine trials to Detroit. We're hearing vaccine, is going to be over a year away, and there could be another wave of the disease, darn it all. But right here at home, top researchers at 4 Southeast Michigan Health Systems and Wayne State University in Detroit have formed a partnership to participate in a large-scale COVID-19 drug trial they hope will lead to a vaccine. Good to see that's going on right here, reported by Crane's Business Detroit, and there is a link to that article. And wouldn't it be great if some of the brilliant minds right here in our neighborhood were able to find a cure to save the world?
Yeah, that would be fantastic. And there's great medical professionals all throughout Metro Detroit and the state of Michigan who are very hard at work around the clock and almost literally 24/7 to help find a solution to this, not just for Michigan or our local area, but, as you said, for the entire world.
Taking a quick look here at some of the other posts that are on the page. Small Business Association of Michigan. Of course, we are waiting for Congress to get final approval on the stimulus package that will get checks to us individually, but will also help out the government and many of you that operate small businesses. A lot of useful information for you if you are operating a small business. Ford aims to resume production at select Detroit area plants April 14th. We'll see if that really happens. Orchard Mall to adjust to customers' needs during the coronavirus. Kelly Woodley will be checking in. Mall is closed, but some of the stores are still operating. They've got a video. We've got a link to it. We hope you check it out, and stay tuned. Kelly will check in and give us a scoop. Positive information from Henry Ford Health System. We just heard from Eric Wallace, but more updates from Henry Ford right here on our website, Henry Ford Health System, providing a daily advisory chronicling the latest developments as they respond to the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's this map. We were seeing the maps, Tyler, of the nation. Now we're seeing the maps of the state of Michigan. We click on this map, and it is a little frustrating, and hopefully we can see that map. Actually, it isn't on that page, but as we come back and look at the map here, you can see how Oakland County, Wayne County, Macomb County, Washtenaw County, we're in the epicenter of the most significant number of coronavirus patients and deaths here in southeastern Michigan. If you weren't taking it seriously, go online, take a look at that map and the other information. Information about the stimulus package, some social networking, the Red Cross, Quicken Loans getting involved. Everyone's pitching in. The governor's statements. And then this is an interesting story we didn't have time to talk about yesterday. Very briefly, former Michigan State Fairgrounds becomes a drive-through COVID-19 testing site, and that is supposed to get up to date, I believe, as we get into next week. But all the latest information on that is right here on our website. And, we don't, as we heard from our guests, Curt Lawson and Eric Wallace, there's still not big numbers of testing going on here in Michigan, but we're doing better, and we are getting set up now for, I hope we're at a point in a week or so or two where we have drive-through testing down at the fairgrounds, hopefully right here in West Bloomfield, and any of us can just go, and if we're mildly suspicious that we might have the coronavirus, we can actually find out for sure, because I just think it'd be a lot more reassuring for people.
Yeah, and that's part of the motivation for these states taking these lockdowns or stay-at-home orders into effect is because there wasn't ample testing available. And until that's the case, you don't really know who has it, how many people do have it, and how widespread the coronavirus is in the area and in the state. So it's a good precaution to take. But it's also a great sign that widespread testing is on its way potentially to our area, which has been so heavily affected by the coronavirus. And those numbers are going to increase. We're going to see more reported cases, but that's a good thing, at least initially, because now we know just how bad it is and what we need to do as a local area and as the Society of Michigan to help fight this virus and hopefully get out of this in good standing.
All right, a couple other things we want to get to. The Carryout Club, you can see it on the web here. And we now have, I believe, over 20 restaurants, and we'll list all of them off shortly, that are participants in the Carryout Club. It's getting to be the lunch hour during our live broadcast, but regardless of what time you're listening to this broadcast, this is a listing of restaurants throughout the Greater West Bloomfield area, West Bloomfield, Keego, Sylvan, Commerce Township, our area, that are doing carryout right now, and a lot more information about what they're doing. I'm just going in here for the first time today, and there's a ton more restaurants. Captain Jeff has been working on this 24/7. He's doing a really good job, and if you go in here, you'll see a number of restaurants are all participants of the Carryout Club. The other thing you can do is you're around West Bloomfield. I'm holding up our Carryout Club poster. You may see, let me get this on camera. There we go. Let me put it over in this camera. There we go. That's better. If you see this, you know that is a Carryout Club member, and they've got a safe setup for you there to get your meal, and we're just doing all we can to promote the restaurants. At least they're open. You don't got to check the safety of each individual restaurant on your own, but they are open, and they are doing carryout, and we hope that you take advantage of supporting your restaurants and get something a little different than the meals you've been cooking for the last couple of weeks. Also, I just want to let you know, I did one other thing. I did it 2 days ago, and I don't know if anyone has taken advantage of it. But here are the Lakes FM bumper stickers. Okay, there you go. You can see that right there. If you want to put one of these on your car or wherever you think it's appropriate, we have these as stickers, and we also have them as magnets. And in keeping with the whole spirit of the coronavirus, Tyler, I took a bunch of them, and I just put them out on the sidewalk under the overhang in front of our studios here at 4510 Walnut Lake Road, right by Shaco Elementary. And is that supply still out there? Do we need to put more out there?
I'll have to check in on it. I would assume at this point, I mean, it's been there for a day or so. I would assume it's gone. But I'll double check on that, and we may have to we'll restock for sure.
Put some more out there. And I don't encourage you to leave the safety of your home to pick up one of our bumper stickers. But if you're out getting a meal anyway, why not? Couple of different ways you can get a hold of us as well. If you have any thoughts, if you have a restaurant, you'd like to be part of the Carryout Club, if you have some thoughts, you want to share information with the community, whatever you have, our phone lines are open, 248-683-2343, 248-683-2343. We're available here during business hours, and during the broadcast, you got something you want to share with us, you think the rest of the community would be interested in, we would enjoy hearing from you. 248-663-2343. 683-248-68. I didn't say that. 248-683-2343, and we would enjoy hearing from you. And you never know, maybe we'll get you on the radio as well. Also, feel free to send me email, dave@civiccentertv.com, Tyler at civiccentertv.com. Take almost any name and put it in front of civiccentertv.com. We got Dave's, we got Jeff's, we got all kinds of guys here, so and gals as well. So we hope you'll take advantage of what's going on. Coming up, we're going to talk to Nik Alonzo, owner of the Indo Restaurant in Keego Harbor. We're going to order lunch somehow from Nik, and we're going to send Ryan down live on the radio before we get off the air today. Can he do that? He's not too busy over there?
No, that's
all right. Send Ryan down, and we'll go head down to the to Keego and the Indo Restaurant, and we'll show you exactly what it's like to get a meal via carryout. Kelly Woodley will join us. She is the property manager at Orchard Mall. She'll be checking in via Zoom in a couple of minutes. And Chad Ever, he is a webmaster, social media guy, and he has put up a really interesting free resource for restaurants that will allow them to add some interactivity. He's just one of the guys in our community that is volunteering and helping to make sure that that we are all set. So stay tuned. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more. This is the Megacast, and we thank you for tuning in on Civic Center TV, Channel 15, Channel 99 AT&T, and we also invite you to listen on the radio. 89.3 Lakes FM, WBLD, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor. Sylvan Lake, back in a moment.
Keeping West Bloomfield connected during the coronavirus outbreak. This is 89.3 WBLD, Orchard Lake, West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake. 89.3 Lakes FM.
Each of us have a role to play in stopping the spread of COVID-19. Keeping a distance of at least 6 feet
will slow the community spread of COVID-19. I can help.
I can help. I can help by washing my hands.
Using warm water and soap for 20 seconds.
And drying my hands with paper towel multiple times throughout the day.
Be sure to cover your cough using your elbow.
In an effort to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose.
Not feeling well?
Have a fever?
A cough?
Do your part and stay home until you are well again.
If your symptoms are more significant, call your doctor.
Don't drive to the emergency room or show up at your doctor's office.
Without an appointment, that can spread the virus.
In addition to social distancing, avoid crowds.
Even small groups of people can increase the risk of spreading COVID-19.
We know it's hard, but we all need to do our part to stop the spread.
You can get outside and enjoy the parks. There are plenty of trails that are open.
And provide plenty of space for social distancing.
You can call, text, or
chat with friends and loved ones.
Hi, Grandma.
You can put together a puzzle.
Or start your spring cleanup.
Or just catch up on Netflix.
We can all do our part to stop the spread of COVID-19.
89.3 Lakes FM is your home for the latest news updates regarding COVID-19 in West Bloomfield. It is also home to the all-new West Bloomfield Megacast, live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon. Tune in anywhere on 89.3 Lakes FM or 89.3lakesfm.com. Keeping you connected in West Bloomfield during the coronavirus outbreak. 89.3 Lakes FM. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Due to the results of the Cross-County Health and City System Partnership, a drive-up testing site will be set up at the State Fairgrounds in Detroit starting Friday, March 27th, where 400 people daily can be tested for COVID-19. Before you rush to the fairgrounds, it's very important to follow the guidelines. You must have a doctor's order to be tested. You will also need to have either yourself or your healthcare provider schedule a drive-through appointment, which can be done at 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. For more information on drive-through testing in Michigan, visit clickondetroit.com. Keeping you connected in West Bloomfield during the coronavirus outbreak, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
All right, welcome back to the Megacast. I'm Dave Scott. He is Tyler Keefe, and let's hit a button or two here so folks can see us while they are watching on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. No, they're not watching on Lakes FM. If anyone who is watching on Lakes FM, that is a remarkable person.
Oh, yeah. No, let us know how you did that. That'd be great.
If you are watching on the radio, yeah, that would be great. Thank you for tuning in on the radio, watching on TV, and also watching on the Facebook page of the Indo Restaurant. We really appreciate them joining us today. Every day we've had a different business or entity or organization joining us on Facebook Live, and that really helps a ton to get the word out. So, Tyler, today it's Indo Restaurant, and I'm really looking forward to lunch. We're going to send Ryan down to Indo and pick up some carryout for us live on the radio. We'll do that in a couple of minutes. But right now, let's say hello to Nik Alonzo, the owner of Indo Restaurant, joining us via Zoom. Hey, Nik, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You know, we're hanging in there. We are. We've got ourselves set up. You can't see it, but our audience on TV can see we got our wipes here. We're keeping the place clean. There's only 3 of us here, so no one's getting sick, and it's all working out okay. How are things at the Indo Restaurant in Keego Harbor going?
We're doing okay. The first week was a little rough. We actually closed a week early before the order came down. We have a roll-up garage door for our patio. So we locked the restaurant down and we haven't let anyone in. Even our suppliers aren't coming in the building. We're having them drop stuff off and sanitizing it and then bringing it in. So that first week was really tough. And being that we did it before anybody else, we got a lot of comments from people like laughing and saying, "Oh, you guys are overreacting," and they thought it was funny. And nobody's laughing anymore. And fortunately, I think people saw that we were proactive about it, and maybe that gave more confidence that we mitigated our risk to the virus, and business actually picked up. So another thing we're doing, we're making about 20 meals a day from Tuesday through Friday for veterans and at-risk people in our community, like the elderly or handicapped people that can't get out. And that's actually brought the community out to help support us and support those folks as well. So everything's been doing okay. We probably are going to close one day during the week, just to kind of condense our sales a little bit. But all in all, I think we'll be able to muddle through this. The community's really come through and supported us, and I want to thank all of them. And thank you guys as well for having us on and actually showing some good news for once. You turn on the TV, and even our little local stations, all they want to show is doom and gloom. I know that they were made aware that we were doing these fundraisers, and none of them have reached out to us, nor is the Free Press or the news, who has also been made aware of this. And they just want to scare people, apparently.
Well, I get that. They not to defend them, but they have their hands full trying to cover, get the information out. But hey, that's why we're here, Nik, and thank you for your kind words.
Thanks.
We are here right here in West Bloomfield, Keego, Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, to tell the local story. And yeah, we've shared some really tough news since we started doing this. But at the same time, I love your story. I'm so glad you told me that story. I didn't know that. I didn't know you closed early, and I didn't know the other things you were doing for the community. And you know what, Nik? Nik Alonzo, owner of Indo Restaurant in Keego, is joining us online. That's what this is all about right now. We are a community. We got to come together, because none of us can do this alone, right? We got to do the things we need to do. We got to stay home when we need to stay home. We got to volunteer and help when we need to help. We got to feed people that are hungry. We got to get involved in a charitable way. We got to do all those things together appropriately. And it sounds like you're right on board and setting a good example for people. So we really appreciate that.
Indeed, we're trying to do our best, and I've seen a lot of that. Maybe not. Again, maybe the news isn't really covering it very well, but in our own community, we've seen a lot of people just stepping up and doing the right thing and trying to help out. And, if I could, like I said, we've been really fortunate. Our community's come out and supported us. I'd like to encourage people. The independent restaurant industry employs about, I believe it's 2 million people in America. And those jobs are all going to go away if people don't come out and support independent restaurants, because, quite frankly, we don't have the deep pockets that these corporate restaurants do. They're going to be able to weather the storm because of that, and because of the fact that they're going to get some bailouts, apparently, probably much bigger than what we get. But, again, if the community comes out and supports us, if you guys have a favorite restaurant out there that you like, support them. Try and keep them open, because you're the only one that really is. And, eventually it sounds like we are going to get some support from the government, but you know how long that kind of thing usually takes. So to weather that storm, to get through the next couple months till checks start coming out or what have you, it's going to be tough. But again, I'm hopeful. I've just seen a lot of compassion, a lot of people coming through and just doing the right thing. And like you guys, giving the news out to people, and keep it up. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, and I got the notices from the SBA and the county and state officials who are just trying to share that information, and then I went online because I have a small business too, and I went online to apply for some of the money, and the website was down. So it is going to be hard, but it's hard. You can't send stimulus money out to the entire country, over the apparatus that is meant for us just to check in occasionally in the internet and expect it to go flawlessly. But hopefully Congress, not to get political, hopefully Congress will pass this stimulus package. I've been here. Maybe they've already done it, but hopefully they'll do it soon. And I do believe, Nick, if we can get through the bureaucracy, my business will be a little better off. Yours will be a little better off. We can keep our employees employed and hopefully get some money flowing before the month of April is over and we're all out of business. Because you're right, there's so many small businesses that, we can only go so far. Restaurants especially, you got day-to-day expenses, you got food, you got employees, you got to keep your rent paid, pay your utility bills, and it's really hard when you can't have anybody in your restaurant. That is why we have set up the Carryout Club and why we're on the line with you today. And we're just encouraging people, and I'm going to our website here real quick. We're just encouraging people to go to the Carryout Club listings. It's at Carryout Club, and all you got to do is go to civiccentertv.com. We'll find information about every restaurant. I'm just going down here to find yours. I'm sure you are in here. Here we are. So we're going to click on your link right now.
I joined it, but I haven't put a post up on there yet. I'm still waiting for them to approve my
well, let me read what they
request.
It's here. You don't have to do anything. That's great. We got our team that's working really hard. Captain Jeff is doing it. So you want to hear what Captain Jeff typed up on our page about your restaurant? See if it's right.
Sure.
All right. Get some culture in your stomachs and visit Indo, the traditional Indonesian restaurant located off Cass Lake Road in Keego Harbor. They've got all the flavors, spices, curries, vegetarian dishes you could hope for. This is the sort of place you'll seriously consider licking the plate after you finish. Call today. They say you're doing carry-out and curbside. Make sure you bring a card if you're using curbside assistance. Is that close to being right?
We're not really doing curbside per se, but if you walk into our little patio area, there's a roll-up door. We slide the food out. No customers have been in our building since a week before the order was given, nor vendors of ours. So yeah, it's basically no contact delivery or carry out, and we're doing deliveries through Grubhub. We are offering them through DoorDash, but their interface is a little weird. We've had customers say that it tells them that we're closed when we're not. So I'm trying to work that out with DoorDash, but it's really hard to get through their customer service right now, as you can imagine. But two things. I wanted to correct you on the owner. The owner is actually Malik, my wife. I just kind of work here. I'm sure you know what that's like. Any of you married guys out there?
Yeah, we all know what that's like. Yeah. I don't, but everybody else does. That's okay.
And another thing, as I hit on earlier, is just support local.
Yes.
These corporations, they got deep pockets. They're going to get a bailout. They can weather this storm. But your little local restaurant owned by your friends in the community, probably not so much. So support them.
All right, Nick. Well said. Listen, I look forward to meeting you in person when we get through all this. I'm going to come out and we'll break bread together. And thank you for the fine work you're doing. And I am so glad we hooked up with you today because I love everything that you said. I think you captured it really, really, really well. And that's why we set up the Carryout Club, to get to know people like you and to let people in the community know that there's a bunch of small business people trying to survive. And oh, by the way, when you're helping them out, you might really have a darn good meal, which we're going to do. We're going to come by. Ryan will come by and get some lunch in a couple of minutes, okay? And he'll call you and place an order, all right?
Thank you. And I think we're still waiting on your order.
Yes.
We were short one order. And
I'm going to let the guys figure it out. They'll go through the menu because I got to talk to the people here. But we'll get that.
Maybe we'll just try.
You figure out whatever you think I might like, all right? I'll trust you. Right. I'm not too exotic. Right. Keep it simple, okay? I'm kind of a meat and potato.
Beef, chicken?
Beef. We'll go beef today.
Yeah. Beef? Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate you checking in. Tyler, there's a good man.
Absolutely. And I love what he said about supporting local restaurants and local businesses. We have so many of those in the Greater West Bloomfield area, especially locally owned restaurants that are just fantastic in all 4 of these communities in the greater community here. And showing them support. That's what we're doing with the Carryout Club. That's what we're trying to do. And it's great to have partners like Indo Restaurant and the others in the community that are also supporting each other. They're trying to keep themselves alive, of course, but they're also recognizing that that there's others like them in the community too, that they're more than willing to say, yes, support us and support them as well.
So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Let's see if we can get Captain Jeff. I don't know if he's available. I think he might have had to do something else right now. If he's there, we'll get him online, and we're going to run down all the restaurants in the Carryout Club, give them all a really quick shout-out. Then we will check in with Kelly Woodley of the Orchard Mall, see how things are going out there, and more information. Don't go away. It is the Megacast. I'm Dave Scott. He's Tyler Keefe, and we thank you very much for joining us on Civic Center TV, Channel 15 on Comcast, Channel 99 on AT&T. We also thank you for joining us on the radio, 89.3 Lakes FM, streaming at lakesfm.com, and thanks, of course, to Indo Restaurant today. We are on their Facebook page, and we greatly appreciate that. We're going to be back in a minute. I can see Kelly on my screen, so I know she is standing by, and more coming up. Just a couple of minutes right here in the Megacast. I'm Dave Scott, Tyler Keefe, right back.
89.3 Lakes FM. Civic Center TV is your hub for all local news and updates regarding the coronavirus within Greater West Bloomfield. Civic Center TV, along with 89.3 Lakes FM, is also home to the new Megacast, weekdays from 10 a.m. to noon, where we talk to locals about the COVID-19 outbreak in the community. For more information on the Megacast or updates regarding the coronavirus, please visit civiccentertv.com, keeping you connected in West Bloomfield during the coronavirus outbreak. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. 89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. On Monday, March 23rd, Governor Whitmer ordered a stay home, stay safe executive order, requiring all Michiganders to stay home unless working in a critical workforce infrastructure, engaging in outdoor activity, or performing important tasks such as healthcare and grocery shopping. This order has been in effect since March 24th at 12:01 a.m. During this time, it is still at the utmost importance to maintain hygiene and practice social distancing to the best of your abilities. Continue washing your hands regularly with soap and water for at least 20 seconds and try to keep 6 feet away from others, especially if sick or showing symptoms. It is also very important that the public does not panic. Governor Whitmer has made it clear that everyone will still have access to grocery stores for food and supplies, gas stations will still be open to fill your car with gas, banks will still be open, and critical services will all be operational. For more information regarding the Stay Home, Stay Safe order, please visit michigan.gov/coronavirus. Keeping you connected in West Bloomfield during the coronavirus outbreak. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
All right, thank you for joining us here on the Megacast. I'm Dave Scott with Tyler Keefe. We thank you for joining us. We are on Civic Center TV, Channel 15, and AT&T Channel 99 on 89.3 Lakes FM, and on the Indo Restaurant Facebook page, on a different Facebook page every day. And we welcome your phone calls, 248-683-2343. Mo is on the line. How you doing, Mo?
Hey, thanks for having me. Thank you, guys.
No problem. Thanks for calling in. You had a comment about the Indo Restaurant?
That's correct. I happen to be the commander of the post in Pontiac, VFW 1370, and I just want to make people aware the act of kindness that Nik and his team over there at Indo has shown to us.
That's really kind of you to mention that. How's everyone holding up at your post?
We're all pretty good. It's just like everybody else. The thing for me is, the commander of the post, I often find myself, trying to check on my guys and gals and make sure everybody's good. And these guys are used to tough times and things like that, so I got to keep a special close eye on them because it's something they're used to. Stuff like when things get intense, they seem to be okay anyway. But especially my group, because it's an older group, it's an aging group, so I got to make sure everybody's aware of this thing.
Well, Mo, I'm glad you called in. I got to run along. Thanks for your call. Thanks for reminding us to keep an eye out for the elderly, keep an eye out for the vets, make a little extra effort. I know we can't all be together, but, maybe help somebody get some food if they need it, or, just make a phone call, right? Just call somebody because, it's so hard being isolated. Can you imagine if you're an older person and you're all alone, how scared you could get just turning on CNN and the other news?
You're absolutely correct. Just yesterday, I was dropping on that food, and a guy I had just met for the first time. He's a veteran, just met him for the first time, and he didn't have anybody, man.
Yeah.
So it kind of hit me. You know, I was like, oh, this is bad. And he was just super grateful. I told him where we got it from. I told him who it was. And, you know, like I said, thanks to those guys at Indo.
All right, Mo. Hey, thank you. Thank you for your service to our country and the best to you. Good to hear from you. Just amazing people, Tyler, all over the place in West Bloomfield. So many good stories. We got a lot of bad news, but we got a lot of really good stories as well.
Yeah, and I think that's just another one of our duties here with the Megacast and at Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM is to tell their stories and to give them a voice in this, because the community is what matters, and it goes on even through the coronavirus, and it just shows that the nature of our community here in Greater West Bloomfield doesn't change in a crisis.
Well, and talk about someone who's always there for our community anytime we need her, Kelly Woodley. And Kelly, there's Kelly, everyone, on Zoom. Hi, Kelly. How you doing today?
I'm good, Dave. How are you guys doing?
We're hanging in there. You have the perfect office appointed perfectly for the coronavirus. I see your Clorox right there over your left shoulder. And, it's something we're doing. We're wiping down our studio every couple of minutes just to make sure it's safe. And how's everyone? You're obviously at home. How's everybody doing at home today and in your family and your friends?
Doing really well at home. I'm going to apologize in advance if you hear some dogs barking. I have them locked out as best as I can here, but that's the only challenge for me here at home is these dogs.
All right, but you've been able to get business done and you're healthy and everything is okay.
Yes, I'm very fortunate and very grateful to work for a company that immediately had us all set up to work remotely. So that part's been great. We're trying to keep business going as usual to the best that we can.
Kelly Woodley from the Orchard Mall. Kelly, can you hang in there 1 minute? Because I made a commitment to, I wanted to say hi, I knew you were there. I made a commitment to go through the restaurants in our carryout club, and I want to do that. We said we would do it every day. So we were really happy to have Indo Restaurant today. Kelly, if you're hungry, I know you have restaurants in the Orchard Mall, but listen to this list of restaurants that we have, and these are all places that are open in our general area, and you can go there, you can call them. All their information is on our website under the Carryout Club link at civiccentertv.com, and Captain Jeff from our team has done a really good job assembling information. So if I pronunciate any of these incorrectly, Tyler, I'm sure you're going to help me out, right?
Yes.
Okay. Shatilla Bakery in West Bloomfield. New Yatsuba Japanese Restaurant on Orchard Lake Road. Sonny's Cafe there on Orchard Lake Road. I assume Sonny's Cafe is a breakfast place, and I didn't think about carrying out for breakfast, but I know there's a couple of our places that are doing that. And these, it's amazing. I didn't know we had all these restaurants here. Soul Cafe on Drake Road. I've not tried out their food. 5586 Drake Road. More information about them on the Carryout Club page. Greek Island Coney Restaurant. Now, that's a place we go to all the time, real close to our studios. Prime 29, I hate to admit it. Kelly, I hate to admit this. I have never. Have you ever been to Prime 29, right across the street from the mall?
Yes, it's delicious.
All right.
We'll go sometime.
All right, that's a date. Don't tell your husband. All right, right after.
Oh boy.
Right.
Yeah, they're really
Oh, okay. Right after this all gets back to normal. Everyone tells me they got great food there. Maybe I'll do carryout now and during the crisis here. The Chow Italian Bistro and Wine Bar. Why don't you do these tomorrow? You can read much better than
Sure.
I can. I can barely see with my glasses. Mene Sushi.
Yep.
And they are on Orchard Lake Road. Been there. Good, really good sushi there. Of course, The Grill, and they are on Orchard Lake Road in Sylvan Lake. Love them. Orchard Lake Mezza. They are on West Bloomfield and Orchard Lake Road. The Fifth Tavern. Not been there either. I think, that's on Telegraph Road, so probably not in West Bloomfield proper, but very, very close, and we're glad to have them as a member of our Carryout Club. Bosco's Coffee and Kitchen on Orchard Lake Road. Ellen's Bakery, Belencino's Pizza and Grinders on Orchard Lake Road. Philo Fresh I don't know. I'm going to click on them real quick. I don't know what Philo Fresh. You can find Philo Fresh about a 2-minute walk from Abbott Middle School in Keego Harbor. Okay, there you go. So when you want to find out more information about the restaurants, this is all handwritten stuff that we put together by Jeff from our staff. Romano's Carryout, Indo, our co-sponsor today, Loya Organic Mediterranean Grill, Chinatown, Honey Baked Ham Company at 14 and Farmington Road, Chris Belly's on Orchard Lake Road, Smash Burger on Orchard Lake Road, Chefs for Seniors. They will prepare a meal for seniors for the entire week and set up a whole bunch of meals for you. Of course, Gino's, famous Gino's Restaurant on Cass Lake Road in Keego Harbor, Sura Korean Restaurant, Red Coat Tavern, we've been there, the Jersey Bagel Deli and Grill, we've been there, of course, had food from them a couple of days ago. This is El Chile Mexican Grill. On Haggerty, Bistro La Bliss, French, right at Maple and Orchard Lake, Harbor Steakhouse, Al Omara, where we got food the other day, The Lodge Grill and Bar, Leo's Coney Island, and Stage Deli in West Bloomfield. All open for you. All open for you here in West Bloomfield. An awful lot of restaurants. You can go to civiccentertv.com/carryout club. Help support these businesses. They really have a hard time hanging in there. Federal stimulus will probably help them, but it could be weeks until that money is here, so help them out. All right, Kelly, you're so patient. Kelly is back. It's Kelly Woodley from the Orchard Mall. Kelly, what's going on at Orchard Mall? Can you give us an update, how you're doing, what your open, closed status is, and what's going on with your stores?
Sure. The mall is closed to the public. We wanted to make sure that we were putting the health and safety of our customers, employees, and friends first. So the mall is not open to the public, but there are so many ways that our stores are still operating and serving the community. And I just could not be more proud of how quickly they've adapted and are on social media and just connecting on a day-to-day basis. So I'm happy to tell you about some of those things.
Sure.
Mathnasium just launched yesterday a virtual, they're calling it Mathnasium at Home. So I know everyone has their kids at home and not everyone is as fortunate as I to have a teacher in the house, but Mathnasium is bringing the online tutoring service right to your home. It's the same tutors that, same instructors that the kids are used to having. So I thought that was wonderful. I'm not sure when we're going to get the kids back to school, but until then, Mathnasium is here to keep the kids on track and to start getting them ahead for the next year. Premier Pet Supply is the one business in the mall that is still open. They're a new tenant for us at the mall. And again, I just applaud them for how quickly they have adapted. Before this pandemic, they didn't offer delivery service, but they are now offering curbside pickup at all of their 7 Metro Detroit locations, and they're also delivering. So
maybe we need to add them to the carryout club. You know, I mean, you're carrying out some food for yourself. You got to get Fido lunch too.
Absolutely. They're happy to bring it to your house, or you can call ahead and they'll bring it out to your car if you just pull up outside. So I thought that was really wonderful to see them put that in place so quickly. All of our health and fitness businesses are open virtually. So the yoga shelter, Fuse 45, Planet Fitness, and I'm forgetting someone, True Martial Arts. They're all offering online classes. I think some are via Zoom, some are on social media. You can get all of the information on their individual websites and figure out how you can take a yoga class during this time or still get your workout in. I like that what we're doing is, while this is such a serious thing that's happening in the community, our retailers and businesses are finding ways to keep us busy and to keep us healthy inside. So I applaud them for that. For those of us that do like to shop, I'm still shopping. You can shop online. Tappers is offering concierge services and online services via virtual appointments. So you can direct message them on their social media accounts or go to tappers.com and shop with them.
Kelly, if it wouldn't be so inappropriate, I would think their business would be actually pretty good at Tappers right now. I mean, look how much time spouses are having to spend together. I bet some guys are getting in trouble right now, and a little jewelry might just be a perfect purchase right about now.
Yeah, definitely. Could you say that a little louder? Brett Woodley's in the background.
Yeah, I'll do what I can. I'll send email. What do you think, Tyler?
Oh man, I think that's a great point. And yeah, you should probably send that email, Dave.
All right, we'll make it happen, Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, I think what they're saying is that these special moments in life are still happening. People are still having birthdays. People are having anniversaries, and Tappers wants to be there for all of those special moments.
You know, and let's be honest. Let's be honest, Kelly. None of this is helping these businesses stay where they were, but you know, and in large degree, a lot of these businesses probably aren't making a ton of money. But, you know, they're staying open because they're fighting the fight. They're staying open because they're not giving up. They're staying open because they do want to be available for people. They want to do their part. We all want to do our part. And that's why I respect so much what's going on. And that's why we're taking so much time in the year to highlight these people that are doing everything they can. You know, it's tough. You got to figure out how to make it happen financially. You have to work within not just the governor's order, but you got to work within the county's order. And I know they had special orders for malls. It isn't easy. And then you got to, you know, you want to keep your employees happy, your customers happy. It's a tall order for small or large business right now. And that's why I respect so much what these folks are doing. And we're just going to we got to get the news out to people about how to stay safe. But I'm really happy to take part of this broadcast to tell these stories because it's remarkable what's going on.
Yeah, we're so grateful that you're doing this broadcast and you're on the radio and online. And I think it really helps us to get the word out. And it's hard to see sales decline and to scramble to try to keep your employees employed and people happy. But what I love the most is that our retailers and our businesses are focused on their people. I'm not only seeing them try to continue business operations, but I'm seeing them hold raffle contests where they just want to see the guys and gals is asking people to post a picture of how you're occupying your time and to tag guys and gals on social media, and they're entering you into a raffle for a gift card. Or, you know, there's happy hour Zoom conferences happening where the retailers are still connecting with their employees and with their friends. So the general sense of community that's happening is our focus. You know, I love to focus on the positives that are coming out of this, and all of the tough stuff we'll get through. We'll get through it together. There's a reason that, you know, Orchard Mall is one of the last indoor malls of its kind. We have wonderful retailers and they're tough, and I know they're all going to make it through.
Yeah, and you're a good community partner as well, and I don't want to turn this into the Mutual Admiration Society here, but it would be very easy to do because you know you're part of this. People should know you're part of this clique that we have behind the scenes in West Bloomfield. That anytime anything needs to get done, you know, Kelly is there. Kelly Woodley is there. I see you at all the events. You support all the organizations. It's you. It's, you know, it's. I don't want to mention anybody else's name because I'll leave about 20 people out. But, you know, we're all working together, and I think part of the reason why we're able to work together in a crisis is because we work together when there isn't a crisis, trying to do good things for the community. And it's not just this clique of people we have here; it's everybody in the community. But there is a group of extremely active people in the community that make things happen. You're one of them, and you know, there will be better times. So things like the food truck rally that happens at your mall, the many events that we host, you know, like the things we've done for the veterans, the other things that we are able to do in your mall. It's great to have your mall there because it's a nice space where people can come together when we can all be near each other and hold community events. And you have done a great job, and your organization has. Speaking of that, so food truck rally, I haven't heard anyone talk about that. I assume that that's the least of our concerns right now.
It is. I'm really looking forward to it. It's on schedule for June. If we can get there in a safe and healthy way, I can't wait. If it has to be postponed, I know that we'll still make it happen. It's a wonderful event for the community. We love our community. And I think the important thing for us is the quicker that everyone gets on board with staying home, the faster we will get through this and the faster we will get to see each other again.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So, we got to follow the rules. We all got to do our part. Mm-hmm. Doing our part, the way I see it, is staying at home, following the rules, keeping the distance, doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, helping out where you can. A lot of it can happen virtually. Do whatever you can, and then, just keep an eye down the road and keep a smile on your face and stay positive. It's hard when people are as sick as they are, and they are literally dying around us. Let's be honest. It is very hard. And from a Michigan standpoint, there's no greater population of people that have been affected by this than right here in Oakland County and our neighboring counties of Wayne and Macomb and Washtenaw. So we're right in the middle of it. It's a tough time, but we will get through it. Anything else from your mall or your stores in the mall, or anything else you want to share with us?
No, I mean, I just want to give a big thank you to everyone on the front lines that are helping us get through this faster. The local hospitals and police and fire, EMS, grocery stores. I mean, huge thank you from Orchard Mall. If there's anything that we can do for the community, like you said, David, I'm always looking for opportunities to help and engage with the community. So just a big thank you and a big be well and best of luck to everyone. And we hope to see you soon.
All right, very good. Thank you. Keep in touch, Kelly. If you have any news for us or anything else you think we should be working on, let us know, and we will keep in touch with you. And I do look forward to that spring or summer, or even if it ends up being a fall day, when we gather in your parking lot, we set up the big stage, we get all the kids. There will be time to sing, dance, drink a little beer, have a little food. The food truck rally will happen again, and we will all somehow at some point get on the good side of this. Until then, we'll stick together and hold hands. Well, not hold hands, but we'll stick together and stay 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart and make it all happen, right? Stay over there, Tyler.
I'm staying as
all
far
right,
away.
very good.
Oh,
we got a small studio.
Ew.
It's hard, Kelly, to stay 6 feet apart here in our studio, but we're doing it. Thank you very much.
I'm going to get a tape measure out.
Oh, no.
We have one. We measured it here. Lawson, Curt Lawson, the police have officially measured our studio to make sure we were legal. All right.
We need to post that on our door or something. Police measurement official.
Barely, but we made it. Thanks, Kelly. Good to talk to you.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
All right, Kelly Woodley from the Orchard Mall here on Civic Center TV. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. We'll take a look and review some of the big news of the day and talk about things you need to be doing to take care of yourself during the coronavirus crisis here in West Bloomfield. And then Chad Evers is going to check in. Chad is a social media web guy. He's got a great company, and they are helping out with some applications to help restaurants. We didn't get to him yesterday. We will get to him today in just a couple of minutes. You are listening to 89.3 Lakes FM and watching on Civic Center TV and on a variety of sites all over the place. We'll list them all. We get right back. I'm Dave Scott. This is the Megacast, and we will be back in a moment.
Caught up with current events and news within the community, Civic Center Television can provide you with the most up-to-date news and coverage of all local events. You can access all this content at our website at www.civiccentertv.com, also on social media on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15 or Twitter and Instagram at Civic Center TV. You can also watch most of our content on our YouTube channel. Also tune into The Splash that airs new episodes every week, or listen on the radio on 89.3 Lakes FM.
Each of us have a role to play in stopping the spread of COVID-19. Keeping a distance of at least 6 feet
will slow the community spread of COVID-19. I can help.
I can help. I can help by washing my hands.
Using warm water and soap for 20 seconds.
And drying my hands with paper towel multiple times throughout the day.
Be sure to cover your cough using your elbow.
In an effort to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Avoid touching your eyes, mouth, and nose.
Not feeling well?
Have a fever?
A cough?
Do your part and stay home until you are well again.
If your symptoms are more significant, call your doctor.
Don't drive to the emergency room or show up at your doctor's office.
Without an appointment, that can spread the virus.
In addition to social distancing, avoid crowds.
Even small groups of people can increase the risk of spreading COVID-19.
We know it's hard, but we all need to do our part to stop the spread.
You can get outside and enjoy the parks. There are plenty of trails that are open.
And provide plenty of space for social distancing.
You can call, text, or
chat with friends and loved ones.
Hi, Grandma.
You can put together a puzzle.
Or start your spring cleanup.
Or just catch up on Netflix.
We can all do our part to stop the spread of COVID-19.
Thank you, Steve Kaplan, and thank you for joining us. 89.3 Lakes FM, lakesfm.com, Civic Center TV, civiccentertv.com, and we are also delighted to be joined today by the Facebook page of Indo Restaurant. We are live there every day. We have a Facebook partner, and we are so glad today to be doing that with Indo Restaurant. Our own Ryan Younglove is on the way over to Indo right now to get our carry-out in a nice, safe way. We'll check in with him in a couple of moments and see how he is doing. Right now, though, let's go back to the web and to Zoom. And joining us here on Zoom is Chad Ever. We see you there, Chad. How's it going?
Everything's going great. How are you doing over there?
We're doing okay. Chad Evers with Evers Studios, and they are a web development house right here in West Bloomfield. And they've come up with some great help for restaurants. And Chad, sorry, we tried to get to you yesterday. We got a little delayed with the governor's media conference, so thank you for joining us again today. And tell us where you are. Tell us how you're feeling. Kind of set the stage a little bit as to your surroundings here as you've isolated to stay safe.
Yeah, so I'm in West Bloomfield. I'm in my condo, and I am, I miss people, of course. I miss interacting with people, but, it's the right thing to do to be, staying safe and keeping your distance, because that's the only way we're really going to be able to get this to where we need to get it to and get back to our regular lives.
Well,
but I'm doing well. I'm probably drinking more water than I've ever drank before, so that's a good plus.
Yeah, it's been hard for me to stay with my health regime and my diet and everything, so I got to work on that. I'll do a little better over the weekend. It's hard when you're, isolated and not doing the things you normally do from an exercise standpoint. I have seen a lot of people out walking and running and jogging. That's all good. They're doing it all safe. So thank you for doing everything you should be doing. In addition to all that, my friends, Chad Ever at Ever Studios has built an application to help restaurants through this tough time. Chad, tell us what you've been up to.
Yeah, absolutely. So we found out about the dining room closure, and we, my partner and I, Krista, we knew that we had to do something. So we put together and launched our application that allows online ordering. So you have a website for your restaurant business. Visitors can go on there, click order now, and order directly through their website, and the order gets pushed right to the restaurant or the cafe. We made this decision because, we want to be able to help our community, and that's the end goal. What can we do to help solve some of the issues that are going on? A lot of businesses were scrambling and they weren't really sure what to do. They were told what to do, but this isn't something that we've prepared for, right? None of us have really prepared for something like this. So we launched this online ordering system. And we decided to make it free for any restaurant in Michigan that's being affected, right? Their doors are closed. They have to order curbside or cater to deliver curbside. We're making this a free system for any restaurant that needs to use it, just to help them stay connected with their community and, keep business going.
Chad, I want people to know that this is not a contrived interview in any way. I've been so busy. We haven't had time to chat. Sometimes I get a chance to chat with the guests we're going to have offline before we get them on the air. You and I have not. In all honesty, we have not had any time at all to discuss anything. So whatever we're going to discuss now is the first time we've talked about this. So, is this like a marketing ploy, if you don't mind me being a little cynical? Is this like some loss leader thing? You're just trying to put this out there to help people?
Totally fair. Really fair question. So, there are costs attributed on a regular basis for the system. It's something we charge for. It's something that is less expensive than most of our competition. Well, all of our competition. We have the least expensive solution for this. But that wasn't our mindset when we did this. Our mindset was, what can we do? We have the ability to do a lot of things with the internet. And coming from a web design background, and we do advertising and consulting with businesses, we were able to put together a solution that any business that's affected is able to take advantage of. So it's not about marketing. It's about doing the right thing.
Well, that is huge, and I applaud you for that. And, we kind of stumbled into helping restaurants as well with our carryout club. So we put together a database of as many restaurants as we could collect in the West Bloomfield area. And I know there's Google and Yelp and all those other things online where the restaurants are listed and you can see their menus, but we thought it'd be good to put something together that, A, we would do for the restaurants because they're all so busy. They don't have time to update their information on the web right now, a lot of them. And so we put that together, and I think it's working out pretty well. It's a good connection between people and the restaurant. But some of the restaurants there may need some help because they don't have online ordering. And that if you can help out with that and we can add that feature in for those who need it, that might be a real good addition.
Yeah, absolutely. And you asked about marketing. We actually also made it not just no cost, but we made it where there's no contract. So when this is over, if they just wanted to use it for that point, they can go back to the way they were. So yeah, again, not for marketing, but all of these restaurants that you have on your club, if they don't have it already in place, we would love to help them because at the end of the day, if they can continue to get business in, we've done our part.
That's a great. Listen, we didn't set this up. This wasn't contrived. Chad, that is a huge offer. So you are willing. You're saying it on the air. When you say something on the air, you got to back it up. So Tyler knows I won't get anything done if I don't say it on the air because then there's no one else knows. But so we're saying on the air. Any of these carryout club restaurants that we have here, and we'll go through the list again, but you can just go to civiccentertv.com. Any of these restaurants that they need to set up online ordering, if they're willing to put the work in through the crisis, you will provide that service to them for free, correct?
Absolutely. We'll provide it for free for all of March, all of April. We are looking to extend to May based on how things are going. And we are not going to have a contract with it. So if they want to end it, they can end it. If they want to continue with us, we're going to continue to help them grow their business.
I think it's a great idea. Tyler, what do you think?
That's awesome. That's just fantastic. It's a great way to help these small businesses and help these local restaurants and also help promote yourself.
Yeah, woo! Loving it.
Absolutely.
All
We're all
right.
helping each other.
We're in. So can I get our web guys to connect with you, and can we add some more information on the website so people can find you? Would that be okay?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
And then we'll see what we can do because Captain Jeff is on it. He is on the carryout club thing big time. Now, be careful when you talk to Captain Jeff. He's kind of a goofy guy. Yesterday he had a World War II helmet with a coronavirus. Yeah. You saw that, right? Well, you talked to Captain Jeff.
I saw him, yeah.
And he had a bottle of hand sanitizer strapped into his helmet.
That's our captain.
But the dude is on board, and he is a really hard worker. So I'll get you connected with him. We'll get this word out to the restaurants, and we'll see if we can help them out. That's awesome. Perfect. That's awesome. So thank you. So we're partners now, okay? That's as good of a contract as you're ever going to get, and I thank you very much for doing this during this crazy time here. Thanks for helping out. I appreciate it, Chad.
Absolutely. It's totally my pleasure. We're really glad that we had the infrastructure and the ability to put this out, especially so quickly. We found out at 3 o'clock and we rolled it out at 8 p.m. that same day. So
how many do you have restaurants taking advantage of it at this point?
We do, yeah. We have a couple that have onboarded. This has been a thing where we've been networking with our relationships we already have and saying, hey, if you know somebody, let them know. We have the website out. We ran some advertising to get people on it just for awareness. Obviously, I sat down, with your team and then again today. So really just getting out there and saying, this is available to you. There's not any strings. It's literally designed to help you during these tough times. But it's difficult because I can't go door to door and tell these people. Everybody thinks that you're selling something. And that's
when I was out, we were out for a day before we had to shut it down. We were out for a day putting our carryout club posters up, and I would walk into a restaurant and said, "Hey, I'm Dave Scott from Civic Center TV. We're your local TV and radio station. We're part of the township and the municipalities, and we just want to promote your restaurant." And they go, "Well, how much?" "Well, no, there's no charge." Well, what's again? Well, there's no catch. So I get that, and people don't believe when you're out there trying to help them, but that's what we're doing, and kudos to you. Thank you. Well done. We look forward to working with you, and we'll get my team, your team, will all work together, and we'll figure out how to. If we only help one more restaurant, we've done a good job. But we got like 20 plus restaurants now in the Carryout Club, and I imagine a lot of them don't have the capabilities that you're talking about, where people just go in online and order, and if that helps them get through the crisis a little better yet. So thank you.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure, and thanks for having me on. I'm glad that we were able to connect and really get in front of our community like this.
Good, and then we'll do the get-together geek thing, when we, because I'm a hardcore geek, and you got to have a little geek in you to be doing these databases and restaurants and stuff. So
absolutely,
we'll do that, and we'll get together when this thing is all over in person. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks.
Chad Ever Studios joining us via Zoom, and there you go, Tyler. So the Carryout Club gets bigger today as we work with Chad to help them do online ordering. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's something that we've been talking about in our operation was how do we keep going with this? There's only so many restaurants in the town. There's only so many ways that we can help them, and having a new partner like Chad and Ever Studios joining us in this effort to further help these businesses and other businesses that will join from here on out, it's fantastic. And it's exactly what we're aiming to do in our operation and what all these other community organizations and businesses are hoping to do during this time, and that's help each other.
We're here to help. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll review the news of the day and just hear again from those that are most connected to the coronavirus here in West Bloomfield, our top police officers, fire officers, and others, and get the latest information for you. And connect via our website as well. Don't go away. It is our Megacast during the coronavirus. I'm Dave Scott. There I am. I'm Dave Scott. He's Tyler Keefe, and we'll be back in a couple of moments. You're watching Civic Center TV, Channel 15 on Comcast, Channel 99 on AT&T. You can watch us also online at civiccentertv.com. We want to thank the Indo Restaurant for allowing us to use their Facebook page today, and you can watch us there. And then, of course, always you can tune in to civiccentertv.com and on the radio on 89.3 FM, 89.3 Lakes FM. We'll take a break and be right back.
89.3 Lakes FM and Civic Center TV. On the Megacast, we support our local restaurants offering carry-out or curbside service during the COVID-19 pandemic. If you want to be featured on the Megacast and promote your business, join the Carryout Club. Go to civiccentertv.com/carryout for more information. Keeping you connected in West Bloomfield during the coronavirus outbreak on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, the majority of citizens are asked to stay home unless working in a critical workforce. This means that at-home utilities are going to be used significantly more than usual. It is very important that we maintain these utilities and keep them working. This means following a few simple rules. Do not flush anything down your toilet that doesn't belong. This includes Kleenex, wipes, food products, and anything that you wouldn't normally flush. This can cause a backup or blockage, preventing your sewer system from working properly. This applies to your sink as well. Following these steps can keep our sewer system clean and operating at full capacity. Keeping you connected in West Bloomfield during the coronavirus outbreak, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
And welcome back to the Megacast. Dave Scott along with Tyler Keefe, and we are, as we like to do every day during the Megacast, we are out and about in West Bloomfield and Keego Harbor right now, and I believe we have Ryan Younglove on the line. Ryan, are you there?
Yes, I am here, Dave.
All right, so Ryan, you're off to do the carryout thing for the crew today. The three of us. You're going to Indo Restaurant in Keego Harbor. Where are you right now?
I should be pulling up to Indo shortly. I've spoken with Nik, and he's working on our order, and should be here back with our food shortly.
Okay, good. Are you at you're on Orchard Lake Road heading to Keego Harbor from our studios then?
Yes, I am.
How's traffic?
The roads are pretty clear, which is a good sign. So
people are doing what they should and stay home.
Yes, they are. I don't see many cars on the road at all, actually. So.
All right, well, when you get there with Nik, let us know, and we'll check back in with you in just a minute. Send Tyler a text, okay? And then I'll call you right back.
All right.
Okay, very good. That is Ryan Younglove checking in. We're doing it via phone because we're just trying to move so quickly here in the show today, and we'll get out in the field with video again tomorrow. All right. Just want to take a minute, head back to the website, and take a look at some of the top news stories that we are watching here at Civic Center TV as it relates to the coronavirus story. And you've heard this morning from, and over the last couple of days, from some of our top officials in West Bloomfield. It was Chief Flynn, and I don't have the audio cut right in front of me. Maybe I can find it here in a minute. But it was Chief Flynn who just a couple of days ago came on the broadcast, and he said that we are probably doing a little bit worse from a number of cases standpoint than we are being reported on television and on the radio right now, because the cases that you see reported are people that have been tested positive, and the chief says there seems to be a lot more activity out in the field than that. I don't know if we can hear this cut or not. I'm going to try it. Wouldn't play earlier.
When you see these numbers come out, these are the numbers of tested, hospitalized folks. What I'm telling you is, from the boots on the street, what we're seeing out there is more than what they're seeing in the hospital, right? So the numbers are bigger than what you're seeing. That's not a reason for alarm. That's a reason to comply with what local health officials, Executive Coulter and his team at Oakland County, who are doing a fantastic job. Listen, it's real, and we need to follow their direction.
All right, Greg Flynn, glad it worked that time, because that was a really important statement he made, Tyler, letting people know not to be pessimistic or dark, but it's actually probably a little bit worse than what we're seeing reported right now. Yeah,
and the biggest way for us to prevent that from continuing on and continuing to get worse is to comply, as the chief said. The less you're exposing yourself to other people, the less you are likely to pick up the disease, or if you are carrying it, pass it on.
Kelly Heyer checked in on the show yesterday. She's from West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation, and when she was on the show yesterday, she was talking about some of the challenges that any organization, including Parks and Rec, has in delivering services during this crisis.
Yeah, so this has been a challenge for us, because right now we want to respect the governor's order to stay at home. And right now, she said to us, you can go out grocery shopping, getting gas, the pharmacy. But she also made a point to say everyone needs to stay mentally and physically healthy during this shutdown. And we want to respect that. So we're not encouraging people to go to parks unless they need a safe place to do their daily walk. So that's been tough for us, because of course we want a lot of people in our parks. Thankfully, we have a lot of options for people. The trail is open, and the different paths and walking trails at our parks are still open.
All right, and then John Fitzgerald, the police chief in Keego Harbor, checked in yesterday, and he was just talking yesterday about some of the issues they are having there in Keego Harbor, enforcing these orders from the governor and the county and others.
We're still out here, the police department, the fire department, your governments. We're doing everything we can. We're trying to follow the rules. Call us if you need us. We're going to be here. And remember, give each other a little more space, both physically and in terms of tolerance, because we're all a little bit on edge. Be kind to each other. I love seeing these food banks helping each other, and like the Jacket Club at Keego Harbor is continually trying to come up with food to help those that are out of work right now. So keep helping each other out. We're going to get through this thing. Is it going to be a few weeks? Is it going to be a couple months? We don't know, but we're going to work together through it.
Great words from the chief of police in Keego Harbor. I don't think anyone said it any better. If you want more information about what's going on in our community with the Carryout Club, with the coronavirus as a whole, one simple place to go is the Civic Center TV website, civiccentertv.com. On the top of the page, as you can see right now, we have a link to coronavirus, the Megacast, and the Carryout Club. So you're a restaurant or you're hungry, go to Carryout Club. Megacast Megacast. That link has all of the archives of the show and a lot of other information, interviews we've done over the past several days, and a lot of very helpful information. And the latest news on the coronavirus is right here. We'll continue to update this through the weekend. Links to the various organizations, the state government, county government, the Center for Disease Control. You got to scroll all the way down to the very bottom of the page to get to that. But you can see, if you're watching online, all of the information and some really interesting stories in here as well, like this story about Matt and Kelly Stafford helping out the community, other information, other people helping. The really great story that just came out late yesterday here in Metro Detroit as we find out that we have more cases here in the Detroit area, in particular in Wayne County and Oakland County, than any other part of the state. And the state as a whole is the 5th most coronavirus cases in the nation. But on the bright side, local researchers look to bring a COVID-19 vaccine and trials to Detroit. Our top researchers from Wayne State and our hospitals and those in the know are all working on it right here in Detroit, along with experts all around the country. We will get to a conclusion on this to the best that we can. And, you know, that's the ultimate thing. We need a vaccine. We need a vaccine. And it was really good to hear from Eric Wallace today. First time we were able to check in with him, the president at Henry Ford Hospital, West Bloomfield, who said they are not at capacity yet. I mean, that was really, really good news. He also verified, Tyler, that they, right now, as of this second, they have the supplies. So that was great news today.
Yeah, it's great news, but it's also not a reason for us to let up on our precautions, because they're not at capacity right now. That means that if there are more cases, as more cases pop up, they'll be able to take care of them. But if we're not careful, like Chief Flynn urged us to be, then it's going to put them in a position where that may change, and we don't want that to change. We want them to be able to have what they currently have, which is the ability to best treat the people in our community that may come down with COVID-19.
All right, well, that's all we have for you today. This show will continue to repeat throughout the day and probably over the weekend, yes. The weekend as well. So tune in. We will be back here live Monday morning at 10 o'clock, and just please spread the word about the broadcast. I think it's a helpful broadcast for people in the community that may not be aware of it. If you would share that information via your social media networks or however, we would greatly appreciate it. The whole team, we got about 20 people working on the show every day. Not enough time to thank them individually, but thanks to all of you. Tyler, great job today. Thanks to all of our guests. And most importantly, thank you very much for tuning in and watching. I'm Dave Scott. This has been the Megacast on Civic Center TV, Channel 15 and Channel 19 on AT&T. Of course, we want to thank the folks at Indo Restaurant today for streaming us on Facebook. And, of course, we will always have all this information for you on the radio right here at 89.3 WBLD Lakes FM. Have a great day.